Welcome into episode 26 of Cougs on Cougs. I'm Jess, this is Mary, and we have a lot of craziness going on in this episode. We have Tim Davis on to talk about Yoeli Childs, and
New
then we
Cougs
have
on the block.
And then we have a couple of our friends on to do a little game. So
A little game that still has my cheeks hurting.
Yeah,
but as always, we're going to start with our quote of the week, and it comes from Jimmer. So this is our 26th episode. He scored 26 points. He was kind of the talk of the weekend, and we heard this from his post-game interview, and we just really liked it, so we decided to use it for our quote of the week. It's a good off-season quote of the week. It says, control the things that you can control. I can control my attitude and how I feel and how hard I work every day.
And he's a hard worker.
Yeah.
And hopefully he keeps fighting for that dream.
We're going to begin with Talk of the Town before we talk to Tim Davis. Our first tweet comes from Johnny Linehan. We're 53 days away from football season, which still kind of feels like an eternity.
It's getting there, though.
But let this get you a little excited. Johnny tweeted and said that he saw a guy who was wearing an Arizona shirt and that he started yelling at him.
He was in the zone.
Yeah, he said the guy was all confused. He was yelling, beat Arizona, and he started the hashtag beat Arizona. So let it be known, I think Johnny might be the first to use that. It's never too early, though.
He better not have been exaggerating. I hope he, seriously yelled
I
at
know.
this guy.
Well, if let's all make
that.
a vow that if we see anyone in an Arizona shirt, yell at him.
My sister leaves on her mission to Arizona next week, so I'll give her that charge. If you see anybody wearing Arizona gear...
Can we get a video of her yelling at people?
Probably not. She will be a missionary.
Is that in the handbook or?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably a bad idea, but that would be funny. Okay, Tanner Mangum this last week was at the opening camp. This is the Elite 11 Nike football camp for the best quarterbacks in the country.
At Nike headquarters in Oregon.
Yep, Tanner was part of this camp a few years ago. He was co-MVP with Jameis Winston at this camp, and now he's back as a counselor. So in very good company there.
Look at where we are. Look at where we started.
Yep, check out those
cleats.
Yeah.
He is killing it in royal blue. So it's nice that he looks good in that color.
Yes.
Next, I was driving home from work on Friday, and I drove past a giant Virginia semi-truck, and I tweeted about it to see if anyone would say anything, and I actually did get a response from someone saying that sometimes the schools come out and help coaches move, which has to be what this truck is doing, but... I mean, Mike Littlewood had
a bunch of the coaches are coming from the same place.
There's probably a lot of equipment to get, right?
Yeah. Mike Littlewood, though, his tweet. How do you just like a tweet?
Looks like he wants that truck out of his territory.
Yeah.
I like it. That's what we call throwing shade, kids.
It is.
Next, we kind of have some things surrounding the fan experience.
First one is that a crew is at LaVell Edwards Stadium working on getting Wi-Fi in the stadium. Please. Yeah.
Please be true.
It's so bad.
So that's according to @BYU Swag, and he said it as if a crew was actually there working on it, so we hope that's true.
Let's hope it's ready for September.
And then this tweet comes from Adam Parker, and it's from inside the BYU bookstore, and the place is totally deconstructed right now, making way for new Nike sections. New and improved Nike sections, and
designed
expanded
and installed by Nike.
Yeah.
So it's about time we got a better selection.
I know. And we all have high expectations, so we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that'll be in before
football season.
So that's exciting.
Big things popping.
Okay, big thing that's been happening over the weekend is Summer League, and Summer League means Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah, like
which
we mentioned.
Means points. So Jimmer put on a show Saturday, 26 points in 26 minutes. He had some...
It's a point a minute, no big deal.
Yeah, we got a nice little vine where you threw it up behind him and it went in from laying on the ground.
Laying on the ground.
So it's always a circus with Jimmer. So everybody was tweeting about it, including people from France, apparently. So Robbie pointed this out.
Jimmermania knows no bounds.
Yep, so...
It is global.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Another important thing for us to note from Jimmer was Jess was able to watch the game on TV. She noticed his hair, and she tweeted about it, and I tweeted her back, and I was like, what are you talking about? Jimmer's hair has literally always looked the same.
No,
he got a part.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. He had a part in his hair, and I was like, whoa, pause. I was watching with my family. I made him pause and rewind so I could take a picture. And then at the end of the game, you could see pretty well he's got this nice picture with these curls.
It looks good.
Part, I know.
We posted it on our Twitter and Facebook, but we got a fun comment.
Yes, this is from Mr. Kelly Enright. He says, those curls would definitely put Jimmer on the NBA all-hair team. And someone else told me, too, that we would have beat Florida if he had that haircut.
Probably true. But just to, you guys make fun of us for talking about hair, but Jimmer liked that tweet. These guys like it when you appreciate the hair. Tanner liked my hair tweet. Like, show the hair some love. Show the hair some love.
Hey, you look good, you feel good, you play good, right?
That should be our quote of the week next week. I don't know. We just wanted to focus on Jimmermania a little longer because it's so fun to have it back. Yeah. 3 goggles. Jimmer was putting them up.
Monocle.
The 3 monocle.
He doesn't do that often.
Yeah,
so.
Jimmer, we were saying when Jimmer isn't a huge showboater, he's not an annoying showboater, but he'll do it occasionally, and when he does, it's great. I didn't know he knew the 3 goggles, but it makes sense because he makes it rain. So. Yeah.
Last thing was that Def Tittle tweeted out some pictures of the Marriott Center Annex, the YMCA, I believe we're calling it.
Yes.
So it's looking good. It's an actual structure now. It's got a roof. Yeah. It's got sides. Yeah. So
recruits.
Sounds like they're on schedule for October.
Check it out.
Exciting. So let's get into, we've got Tim Davis on. So here's an interview with Tim.
So we are very lucky to be joined by Tim Davis, who has coached Yoeli Childs, who will be joining the Yoeli basketball team this upcoming season. And Tim coaches the XM Elite Utah Prospects team. You can follow him on Twitter at Prospects2016.
Yes, you should do that.
So, Tim, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be on the show.
So we have a few questions we wanted to ask Tim just to help Cougar Nation get to know Yoeli a little bit better. It's our new Cougs on the Block series that we've been doing. So our first question is, why should Cougar fans be excited about Yoeli?
You know, I think I don't think BYU gets guys like Yoeli that often in regards to just athleticism, toughness, different things like that. I mean, he's a high motor, high energy kid, and he's a kid that's going to bring, you know, I think Nick Emery has that edge, and there's other guys that have it, but there'll be times where, you know, other guys for the other team aren't happy with Yoeli because he's getting into it with them a little bit, but that's just who his personality is, and that's just how he is. He's a high motor kid and who's skilled.
He's a little feisty.
Yeah, he's really feisty.
I like that. I like that about Nick Emery.
We need more of that sometimes.
Yeah, true.
So how long have you coached Yoeli?
Let's see. I think for 3 years. 3 years. So I've coached him in AAU basketball. Then we do some training stuff as well on the side. And hard working kid. Very hard working kid.
That's what we hear. So over those 3 years, do you have a favorite moment or story about Yoeli?
Play or just something that stands out?
Yeah, I think, it was just a group of plays, but, you know, a lot of coaches were in the gym. It was the Adidas All-American camp, so the top 60 or so people in Adidas got invited to a camp in New York, and Yoeli was one of them, and we had a couple of guys there. And it's sort of hard at those camps for big guys because guards never pass to him, of course.
Of course.
But he was relentless on the glass, and it was just a series of plays where he had a block, after the block, he had a rebound, he brought the ball up the floor, and then it was a ball reversal, and then he drove down the lane for a dunk. So it was just it just sort of the versatility of his game that I think BYU and Cougar Nation is going to be excited to see. So. Okay,
so that kind of leads us into our next question, speaking about his versatility, but what role do you see him playing on next year's team?
You know, I don't know exactly like what position he's going to play. I think he'll be a 3-4 or a 4-3, whatever you want to stick him at. But I'm not really pegging him to anything just because I think basketball's changed so much. If you watch the NBA and even in college now, it's sort of a positionless game because he can guard threes, he can guard fours, and then if you need him because he's so strong and he's long, he has a 7-foot wingspan, he can guard fives, you know, and I don't know if it's as much offensively because he can shoot the ball from the three-point line. Well, I made 45 threes this year and shot 48% in high school.
Really impressive.
Yeah, it's really good, especially looking at the stats from the year before. I think he made 8 threes the year before his junior year. But it's more to me, and I think to him, is what can he guard? You know, can he guard the three? I think so. You know, some of them who are a little bit bigger, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", he could guard. And then he also could guard fives at times, you know, just because he's such a versatile player and he's so athletic and long. But that's where I think the key is what can he guard, you know.
So you've been coaching him for about 3 years. In that time frame, where have you seen the most improvement?
I would just say his ability just almost like a chameleon just to change his game to the situation. And it's just a testament to him working hard more than anything. You know, it's not anybody else. It's just him in the gym. Because when we first got him, he was a 5. You know, and I think in high school, his sophomore year, he made 1 or 2 threes. That's it. You know, but he was a 5 before, and now he's a 4/3 or whatever you want to peg him as. But his versatility, his ability to handle the ball, I think people will be surprised about his ability to get a rebound and bring it up the court and be a good decision maker.
Just to get to know him a little better, is there someone that you can compare him to, like a well-known player that his game kind of mirrors a little bit?
You know, and you don't ever want to set expectations as an NBA guy, but you know, the guys he reminds me the most is like a Draymond Green, a Paul Millsap type of guy, guys that can go inside as well as step outside. And, you know, it's just guys that do whatever it takes for the team to win. You know, you'll see nights where Millsap hits 3 or 4 threes, and you'll see other nights where he has 16 rebounds and 4 or 5 assists. And, you know, he doesn't score it as much, but that's what he does. He's in his, you know, he's just a winner. At the end of the day, Yoeli wants to win, and you saw him winning the state championship. He only had 9 points in the state championship, but he got other guys going, and the rest of the tournament, I think he averaged like 18 points. But it was just more. He cares about one thing, and that's winning. That's it.
We like that mentality.
So we've heard a lot about what a hard worker he is.
Yeah,
and that seems to be a big part of who he is. But we're wondering, off the court, what is he like? Is he a pretty serious kid, or is he a jokester? What do you think?
No, he's a fun-loving kid, but almost I always tell him he got invited to an all-star camp. It was the Balls Life All-American camp. And, you know, you have the McDonald's game or the Jordan Brand game, and then that's sort of like the next game, I think, the Balls Life game, in regards to the level of players there. I mean, you know, there's a bunch of top 20 kids there, but I told them, because those all-star games aren't really that serious. They're just crappy basketball. And you go, you have fun. You know, it's sort of like your reward for all your hard work. And he texts me, he's like, man, we're not really working on anything. We're not getting better and stuff. And it's sometimes when it comes to basketball, sometimes you got to have a little more fun, and not everything's not business, you know, and that's how he is sometimes. But away from the court, he's a really fun kid, you know, and he just lets it go, and he's a great teammate, and he fits in with anybody is what I would say.
Does he have a nickname?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think we call him Yo. Like Yo, but so I have a little 2-year-old, and she calls him Yo as well.
Unrelated to Yoeli, I think we had one last question we wanted to ask you.
So yesterday, Brandon Carlson got an offer from BYU, and he's another guy that you've coached. So what can you tell us about him? Yeah,
he plays. I don't coach him right now. He plays for our 17U. I help. Last year I coached Yoeli and all those kids, and this year I'm just to help direct the program. But very integral in Brandon, and know what's going on with his recruiting. And you know, BYU just offered him a scholarship yesterday, and you know, Coach Rose reached out and offered him a scholarship. And he's a kid that, as of this past April, had 0 scholarship offers. Now he has a couple Pac-12 offers and WCC offers as well. And you know, he has some ties to BYU with his dad going there for, I think, a year or 2 years before he went and played college basketball at a junior college. And he was excited. He was excited when BYU offered. And, you know, he's just a kid that he's young for his grade. He just barely turned 17. He's going to be a senior. So end of June. And so he's a young kid, developing body, about 6'11" now. And he could still grow a little bit, but really athletic, runs the floor well. Just a lot of upside considering his age and considering the things that he can do, you know. So.
Very cool. We'll hope to see him in Cougar Blue too.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing where he picks, and we are so happy and excited to hear about Yoeli, so thanks for chatting with us about him.
Sorry about the shirt.
We'll forgive you.
We'll let it slide this time. Okay, so we have a couple guests with us now on set. We've got Randi Shamo over here and Jesi Fiso. Both of these wonderful ladies have been on before in a very different capacity than they're going to be on right now. We'll put up their Twitter handles so you can give them both a follow. We've had them on to, you know, talk about basketball, which is the thing we do on this show, but we're going to try something new, and I will let Jess explain it since it was her brilliant idea.
Oh, and I'm regretting it, but we're going to do it anyway. So there's this game on YouTube called Watch Your Mouth, and we'll link to it so you can go check it out if you want to. But we decided to do a BYU edition, and Randi and Jesi volunteered.
Here we go.
Okay. You can see it, but don't let Mary see it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay.
Oh, no. Okay.
Raising them right.
Raising them right.
Yeah. Cosmo Leo.
I know what you said. Oh,
Cosmobile?
yeah. Tradition, spirit, honor.
Tradition, spirit, honor.
Nailed
Those are
it.
too easy.
Sayane take
Sioni Taki. Quest for perfection.
Quest for perfection.
King Collinsworth.
King Collinsworth? Taysom Hill. Tanarango. Hanson Tananalu. I can't say it anyway. Hada. Jennifer Dat.
Hana.
Who?
Hana.
Does anyone know that?
Okay, that one I don't know.
And Warner.
Fred Warner. In the meantime and in between time, I'm Greg Rubel.
In the meantime and in between time, I'm Greg Rebel.
Is
And that's because I've heard it so many times.
Special teams coordinator Mike Enfi. I don't even know what you just said. Special teams coordinator
Mike
Enfi.
Ray Wolf and Ring. This one is so hard.
Oh my gosh! What are you saying?
Precious points. Okay.
Something in Rig and something points.
Ray Wolf and
Rig.
Ring. Precious points.
Beowulf and Brig bring precious points.
Hall of Fame Coach Lavelle Edwards.
Coach Lavelle Edwards. I need the first word.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame Coach Lavelle Edwards.
Yes.
Vanquish the foe, victory bell.
Vanquish the foe, victory bell.
Nailed it. That shark came from the St. Louis Pelicans.
Pelicans?
No. Pelicans.
Pelicans?
Eric Shark came from the St. Louis Pelicans.
Okay, Eric Short came from the St. Louis Pelicans.
Who wins?
I don't know. I think we did.
BYU wins.
Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
Big thank you to Jesi and Randy for joining us for that ridiculous game.
Great sports.
Yeah, they are. Coming up really is not too much, but we do have BYU 50 boxes starting this week. So July 15th is Alabama, July 16th, Arkansas and Alaska.
Yep, they go in alphabetical order. It's like Pokemon Go, except it's not virtual. You actually get to keep the stuff you hunt.
Sweet.
You're
Matte
all
black
out there
helmets.
playing Pokemon Go anyway, so
if you win one of those, let us know.
yeah, for
Sweet.
sure.
We'll be trying.
Mm-hmm.
This week we are brought to you by Butterbeer, the only beer that our football team will be drinking.
Give me some of that.
From Harry Potter World in Orlando. Also, Tanner Mangum, where are you at with that Gryffindor selfie?
Seriously. And our second sponsor is obviously Pokemon Go, which apparently the whole team will be playing on the sidelines this fall.
Why not?
May you always stay loyal to the white and blue. For Jess, I'm Mary. We'll see you next week.